Welcome back to Unfiltered, Unspoken podcast. And we told you we're going to continue to share life experiences. We have another amazing testimony that will hopefully help someone else. And we're going to get into it. So we would like to introduce Cara Brodsky.
Brodsky.
Look, I had to catch myself. I don't know why I got choked up. Brodsky, we want to thank you so much for being a guest on Unfiltered, Unspoken podcast.
You're welcome.
My pleasure. If you come up and tell us a little bit about yourself, and then City Sid is going to kick off that first question.
Sure. So I'm Cara Brodsky. Hello. So I'm originally from Ithaca, New York, but my parents are from Brooklyn and Long Island. And so I'm 37 years old. I have no kids, never been married, been living in upstate New York for the past, pretty much my whole life. So I'm a bit of an influencer. I do like product testing. I, try to do like cool AI therapy apps, and I try those out, and I kind of get paid to do those. Love going to concerts. I collect a lot of autographs, and I'm currently in graduate school right now to be a marriage and family therapist. And I recently ended a very toxic relationship, and so here I am.
Well, thank you again for being here with us this evening. As we do with all of our guests, we kind of like to start at the beginning of your journey, as that's kind of your formative years, and can kind of answer questions of why maybe things went the way they went in life. Tell us a little bit about how you grew up, your family structure, what was your household like, your childhood like, and if you experienced any trauma in those years.
Sure. Yeah, I don't really remember a lot that happened before when I was 6, but I just grew up in a lot of chaos. My mom and my dad were very narcissistic, very reactive people, and high conflict people. A lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of, dad running out of the home. We don't know where he went. Both my parents wouldn't really work. They were very dependent on their parents financially. And the house I grew up in, my mom's father owned. And so I'm the second oldest out of 5 kids. So I have an older brother who's 4 years older than me. Then there's me. And then I had 2 twin brothers. They were diagnosed with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and we were on the Jerry Lewis telethon, like when they were very young, in the 90s. So then I have a younger sister. My parents did not seem to have a very good relationship at all. There was a lot of revenge and retaliation. And what kicked off the divorce between my parents was my mom calling a sexual abuse hotline when I was about 6, accusing my dad of sexually abusing me. I mean, he was pretty perverted. So, I mean, for her to call is not, unheard of, but a lot of CPS used to get called a lot on my family. Police used to get called a lot because my parents were fighting so loud and so much, and neighbors couldn't really deal with that. But so my mom kicked my dad out. And then my dad was homeless for a little while. And my parents, and my mom allowed us to visit him and stuff. And he wasn't really the best father. He had a lot of trauma himself, and he grew up in a very terrible home himself. So, but majority of the time I spent a lot of time with my mom, and she's very immature and can't really handle things herself. So she always needs a lot of help. My mom is very verbally abusive. She's very nasty, and she does a lot of projecting and gaslighting. So it was like pretty unbearable to live in that environment. Didn't really like school. Went to school, but I didn't really have friends, and I just kind of kept to myself. But so did a lot of visitation, went through family court. I was supposed to testify against my dad for sexual abuse allegations, and you can even Google my parents' names and actually see like what happened between the divorce and, just some of the allegations against my dad. And so I'm just trying to think of what else. And just both my parents are pretty abusive to all of us. Like we were just all caught in the middle. Like my parents want us to go against each other. And like my parents wanted all of us siblings to go against each other and then go against the other parent. So it was like a constant war. So, so then in the mix of all that, we have to care for dying siblings. My Eric and Aaron were the twins. They were actually Gemini twins too. So they were dying of their disease, and my parents were very abusive to them in front of me. So I had a lot of trauma with seeing like abuse in front of me. And then my parents just being unbelievably abusive to me, more verbally than physically. Physically, they'll just like constantly keep you up in the middle of the night. They want to like argue and wake you up and want you to be a witness to it. So, but yeah, so that's what I got.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna start. I want to go back to your dad.
To my dad.
To your dad, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna. You mentioned that there were some allegations in court. How old were you?
My recollection of it, and from the documentation I saw, I was around like 6 or 7 when my parents, when that whole thing went on.
Did he do anything to you?
So he's very touchy-feely, and I guess my mom like found him like aroused. Like my dad seemed aroused by me. So like with the documentation online, anybody can view it. So my mom walked in and found my dad with an erection, and I was laying next to him naked. I'm like 6 years old. Like I don't, he's my dad, right? And you're supposed to have skin on skin contact with your dad. But like, I guess my mom like she said that, but then my dad likes to gaslight, so he'd be like he didn't have that, but then like men are usually aroused in the morning, so I thought maybe my mom might have been exaggerating, but I don't think so. But I don't really remember my dad really like touching me as like a kid, but it got worse when I got older, and we can go to that at a later point if you want. But
okay, so did he do something to you when you got older?
He definitely parentified me. He wanted me to be like his surrogate mother and partner. And then he would switch between like thinking I'm his like new girlfriend, my mom, or her older sister, or my younger sister, or he thought I was his mother. So a lot of very like confusing, like my dad would treat me like a girlfriend, and like, like a guy will kind of touch their partners like behind, like after they hug. My dad used to do that. He would tell me I'm sexy and hot, and it was really disgusting. And he acted like if I started dating, he thought I'm like cheating on him. Like he literally thought I'm my mom. It's the weirdest thing.
What?
It's just bizarre. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So what happened regarding, I heard you say that at some point you were supposed to testify against him. Did that actually end up happening? Or if it didn't, what were kind of the circumstances, surrounding the case that you remember?
Yeah, no, I remember everything pretty vividly. So what happened was my mom called the hotline. I don't know if someone told her to do it or she just decided to do it on her own. Like sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, like if she's doing it on her own or if someone helps her. So that got triggered, and the CPS was involved, and then they interviewed me, and I was like really nervous, and I don't really like my parents, so like I would try to get them in trouble if I could. So like I think her name was Paula Herman. She asked me if my dad was inappropriate with me or anything like that, and I think I just said yes. And then my dad's like, "What?" Like he was sitting right there as she asked me because I was a minor. So what happened was we went through the whole court system. I saw the whole courthouse and everything. I have to testify against my dad, and I'm like conflicted because it's like I like my dad a little bit more than my mom, but then I don't like either of them. But I feel like I'm closer to my dad. So we were meeting with like a law guardian. It was like me, my mom, and my other siblings. We were in this big room, and I started crying. And I was drinking soda because I'm like, I have to go against my dad because my mom's telling me to do it. And then it's like, I don't want to. So then when I started crying, my mom canceled the whole thing. She's like, we're not doing this. Because she was afraid I'm going to tell on her. And my mom likes to protect my dad, which is weird. She doesn't like him, but she protects him at the same time. So she like recanted everything pretty much. So like I never fully testified, and he didn't get charged with anything. So.
Okay. That's, you say I don't like my dad nor my mom. I want to go back a little bit, like with your mom. What is one of the most, I guess, horrific things she did to you?
Let's see. Just she's very violent. So like her dad's kind of like that. He was an Army veteran. So probably the scariest thing she did. I mean, there's like two instances. Do you want me to just tell you like both of them or just one of them?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, they're not too long. What's that?
I said you can tell both.
Oh, okay. So probably the first scary one was, I mean, she's just very verbally abusive, and she has this like crazy like monster sounding voice. Like she just like her voice just changes, and she just turns into like a dynamic like demon thing or something. So I think I was saying I wanted to go to my dad's house. I think I might have been between 12 to 15 years old. I wanted to so I wanted to go to my dad's house or call him, and she's like, no. So she like violently like pulls the phone out of the wall and prevents me from calling anybody. Because I think her older sister would kind of do that. She's like, I'm calling dad. So I said, hey, I'm calling dad. So I think that kind of triggered her thinking it's like her sister. But she's very violent about it and very aggressive and nasty. And it's weird. Like she'll act like she's like still not over my dad, wants to be with him, and she's moody. And then it's like, then she doesn't want me to talk to him. But then like she wants to spy on him all the time and like stalk him. So then the other time was I was in high school, and I didn't want to go to her house anymore just because she's just constantly yelling and she's very unstable. So like her father. So I was like 17. I was still doing visitation with between my parents, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So this one day I just didn't want to go to my mom's house. So after high school, my dad lived like 5 blocks away from my high school. So I was like telling a few of my friends, hey, I'm going to make a run for it to my dad's apartment. So I did. And my mom chased me with her van, like screaming and yelling. I'm running like so fast. And then I run to my dad's back door to his apartment. He was living in the projects at the time. And like she gets out of the van and starts chasing me on foot. And like, I don't know how close she is behind me, but she's crazy. So I went in my dad's apartment. Luckily, I had the back door open, so I didn't have to like unlock the door. So I ran right in. I ran upstairs into my closet. I banged on my dad's door while he's sleeping. I'm like, get up. I think it was like 3 in the afternoon. So I pounded on his door. He's like, Mom's trying to get me to go to her house. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So my dad answered the door, and he said, you need to leave. And then she's like, I'm calling the state trooper. Like, I just didn't want to go to her house. It was this whole crazy event. I was terrified. Oh my God. She's very psycho.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, she's
like it.
Yeah.
Do you believe her? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, she's done like, she's very crazy. Like, if you break up with her, she'll stalk you. Like, she literally had me in the car with her. We were supposed to go out to eat to Friendlies, and like, she was dating this guy after my dad and her split. So she started dating this guy Jeff, and I guess he didn't like answer the phone or whatever. So she takes me in the car with her, and we sit in front of his house for like hours. I'm like, can we go out to eat? I don't really want to stalk a guy. And then the same time, I think the next day, actually around the same time, my mom got the guy's car towed because he still wasn't calling her. I was like, geez, she doesn't take rejection well.
You said she got his car towed.
Yeah, we went to the mall. He was like a security, like, mall cop guy, and she got moody and got upset that he wasn't like calling her. So she's like, I'm gonna get his car towed. It's like, maybe he's not dating you because you're psycho. Not calling you back.
Probably, right? And that's insane that drag you with her on these missions. But
Yeah, I know, right?
do you believe that it kind of seems like the relationship with both of your parents, or their relationships to you, are they kind of ride the line from very weird to inappropriate in a sense. Do you believe do you believe that your mom, outside of the normal, like, this is my baby, I have to protect her type of thing, do you feel like there was a jealousy, knowing how, your dad did have these kind of like inappropriate interactions with you, or how that she kind of knew how he really felt about things? Like, do you think it was more of a kind of a get back in that sense, or do you think that she was trying to protect you with, taking this to the police and things like that, but kind of ended up recanting everything?
Well, she doesn't like to be told on. Like, I think her father used to like whip her with a belt on her legs. But then she'll say she had a great childhood. So it's like, so to answer your question, I didn't really think that she was jealous of like the attention my dad was giving me. I think she was more jealous of her father, I thought the jealousy was more towards like her side of the family, not towards like my sister and I like having a better relationship with my dad. And then my dad was a cheater, so I thought maybe it's just if my dad is like giving attention to like any female, I think she just didn't like it, like daughter or not. I don't think it was just like my mom's just a nasty person with a personality disorder, so I just thought it's just like the way that she would talk to me. I think she's like talking about her sister. Like, I kind of look like her sister, so I think maybe I thought it was more like she's just jealous if her dad's not giving her attention. Because my mom's the youngest in her family, so. But I never felt like my mom protected me in any way. She didn't care. Like, she had a boyfriend that was, and some friends are almost trying to drown me in a pool. She was just standing there. She didn't even do anything. She didn't say, hey, what's going on? Hey, get away from my daughter. My mom doesn't care. She doesn't care. My older brother almost died of heroin overdose, and she didn't care. She said that he did it to himself. So she doesn't care.
Wow. I want to jump back because you said you were a loner in school. Did you get bullied?
Yeah, I got bullied, and then I was poor because my parents wouldn't really work, so like my clothes were pretty bad, and like usually like if large amount of people, they usually know when you've been abused and neglected. They don't generally like you. And then also I'm in upstate New York, and my parents are from downstate, and they don't like downstate people up here. They really don't. So there was that. So I got bullied and like just made fun of a lot. And yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the bullying? We want to bring transparency.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how the kids bullied you in school?
Yeah, just like I was in the slow classes, so like if they find out that you are, they like do this like arm thing to make it look like you're like mentally retarded. Like they make fun of you for that. I think I would get made fun of for being tall. Isn't that weird? Like I wasn't like unusually tall. Like I come from a tall family. Then just mostly a lot of boys like to bully me. Actually, they still do.
Yeah, that's most of us, girl. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there sometimes, but
Right.
you know, at that point in your life, what were your escapes? With life being the way that it was, what did you actually enjoy, or did you have any close friends or family, that you did possibly confide in, or kind of, made you feel better about anything? Was there anything bringing you happiness at that point in your life?
Let's see, like, well, I used to like get like a lot of stuffed animals and like pretend like all these like stuffed animals love me, or I would eat a lot of candy. I always have to eat something, so I would do like an oral fixation of like super stressed out at home. I have to like eat. And then when I was able to be fully away from both of my parents, I felt like I could breathe. Or like if my mom is like has a boyfriend, she's caught up in that. It's like good, go there. Or like I would love it when my parents are super distracted because it's like, oh, get away from me. So probably when I went to my grandparents' house, I kind of felt a little better. But then my mom's father is super aggressive and kind of crazy too. But I kind of liked his wife, so I got a hug or two from her. So that kind of helped me a little bit. And I was around 8 years old. So just usually when I would like be completely away from my parents, like did a sleepover, I kind of felt like oh, I can actually like kind of function better without them. So it's usually when I'm out of the house, like school could be kind of like an escape, but then I get the bullying, and then I had a few friends, like they weren't close friends, just kind of like when you're in school, you just like everybody has those like birthday parties and sleepovers, and then you like never see each other ever again. So I had that, but so that's pretty much it.
It sounds like that you have loneliness, a lot of loneliness inside. Um, can you talk about how that affected you wanting attention? Um, did you go through stress? Did you go through depression? Like, what were the results of just feeling alone?
I actually prefer to be alone. Like not just because of all the traumatic things, just a lot of people in my area are like super clingy and crazy. So like I I find like I actually get more depressed when I'm actually in a relationship. Isn't that weird? Like you would think it would be the other way. Like it would be like, oh, I didn't get anything. More for me is I can still bond with people. I just bond with the wrong people. Like they just like kind of hide how they really are, and then it comes out like years later. So like for me, like I probably more for me was just like I'm trying to like trust people, but then they just like get crazy, and then I'm like debating about whether I should still stick around them or not. Like even when I was younger with like friends where like they just get so clingy to me, and then they want me to be like their parent, or they think I'm like their sibling or parent, and it's like so I just find that like I liked it when I was alone, but it'd be nice to be around reliable people that I can talk to every now and then. Like I don't want someone to do everything for me, you know what I mean? So I was just a pretty independent kid. Like I didn't like to be forced to do anything. I didn't really like to, there was a lot of things I didn't really like to do as a kid that everyone else wanted to do, and it could be because I am an INFJ, so they tend to kind of be introverted, but I'm extroverted because I'm a Leo, so it's kind of funny how that
You said
balances out.
INFJ.
INFJ, yeah.
What's the abbreviation for that?
So I think
Just
it's
so
introverted. I'm sorry.
no, just so the audience will know.
I think it's I is introverted, and I can't remember what I thought that had to do with like neuroticism, I think. And then, so the F is feeling, and then INF, and then J is judging. But they said it's like only 2% of the population has that personality type. So
you were actually diagnosed with that?
No, I wasn't diagnosed. I took a so when I was in high school, and I took it many, many times after that, it's just a personality test that anybody could do, and it can help you find like a career. So, or like what kind of habits you like, or what kind of habits you have, or personality traits. So I just found out that I was, and then they said that they make really good therapists. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try that.
So, to kind of tie in the title of our pod this evening, weighted parentification. When you did mention that, once you got older, your dad parentified you. What were examples of that? Or also, can you explain what parentification is for our viewers?
Yeah, so my understanding of parentification is just basically role reversal. So you're the child, so you should be treated like a child, but no, you're actually treated like an adult to do adult things when you probably aren't at that, stage in your development where you can handle adult things. So it's just the child becomes the parent and the parent becomes the child. And then, so as far as my experience goes, it's actually both my parents, but my dad was more dependent on me. But there was a period of time he was more dependent on my older brother, but then he was out of the picture. So then my parents go down the line of who's next in line. So I'm the second oldest, but I'm the oldest female. So my dad basically wanted me to be. Like, I started doing laundry when I was like 9 or 10, which is not a bad thing. It's good to teach kids, but he didn't do laundry at all. Like, I did all the cleaning. I did everything like an adult wife or girlfriend should be doing for a boyfriend or husband. And so, I mean, at one point, I even started paying all of his bills. Like, I lived with my dad for like 5 years, and I was like super depressed, and I had to pay his bills, clean the whole place, work, and he didn't do anything. Like, he basically was like the child where he can go out and play, and I'm just the mom doing everything, the cooking, the cleaning, the paying the bills, and it's like, he's not doing any of that. I'm doing it all. But probably the earliest experience I have with parentification with my dad was just how much he confided in me. And it's like there was a time where and he would kind of listen to me. So I was like a parent to him, apparently. And he liked younger girls too. Like I don't know if he just was trying to replace me, or he wanted another daughter, or my dad's stuck as like a 10, 15-year-old and he wants to be around younger girls. I mean, I can go into that a little bit later, but just my dad would just confide in me and tell me things you shouldn't be telling your kid, like talking about his, penis size and like women's body parts, and like catching him watching porn, and him like constantly talking about women's body parts on a regular basis. And it's like, I was like afraid to age, because it's like my body's going to change and he's probably going to start pointing that out, and he did. So just probably just confiding in me at a young age for things I wasn't prepared for. That's probably the biggest thing for me. Just like, kids don't need to know that, so.
And I want to go back, because you said you had 2 twin brothers that,
yeah,
I guess they had, what was the name? They had a genetic rare disease.
Yeah, they had Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. There's other forms of it, but they had the one where you really don't live long. You don't live past like 20 usually, unless you like get a tracheotomy. But my mom's brother had the same thing too. So he died when he was 19. So.
Wow. So what was the difference with your twin brothers? You said they went through a little bit more.
Well, I mean, my mom's brother, like, medical wasn't as good back then. And it's a little bit better now where, like, you can prolong or maybe take stuff to kind of like slow the progression or just, I mean, then my mom grew up poor, so I don't think they really took advantage of anything if there was anything available too. So.
Okay. And you said they went through abuse, your twin brothers?
Yeah, my parents wouldn't really bathe them. They would treat them like dogs. Like, I recall this one time my brother Aaron could barely hold himself up, and he was like in a sit-down shower stall in the house in the apartment my dad was in, and he could barely hold himself up. My dad's just standing there, just like hosing him down with a shower head, and he's about to fall. My dad doesn't care. He's just yelling and cursing at him, and my parents wouldn't really properly feed them. There was one time, my mom especially would leave Eric and Aaron unattended at her house and drives me and my sister to school. And my parents like to hide the abuse. So they wouldn't want me around to see it all, but I would poke in and see what they're doing. And I'm like, what do I do if I call CPS? I don't know where I'm going to live. No one in my family cares. I don't have any other family members or friends that I could live with or get help from. So I just had to stay and just witness it all. And probably the worst thing that my dad did was, so my dad always thought that my mom's trying to get us to like go against him when it might not even be the case at all. So one time my brother Aaron went to the bathroom in his bed and he went number 2, and then my dad got pissed. So he took his underwear with fecal matter on it, put it next to my brother's head and said, "You're doing this because your mom told you to do it," cursing at him. And so then I think there was a bruise found on him. So then the school called CPS and my brothers were immediately pulled from my dad's house and went to my mom's house, but she's not any better. So, but she has a house and she's willing to do more. But she would treat my brothers like it's her brother too. So that triggers her. So, but she's very verbally abusive. My brother Eric was really overweight because to deal with my mom, you have to eat. That's all I could really do. Eat or run away.
Oh gosh. Yeah. With that being said, did you have any responsibility for your brothers? Did they make you, do anything for their care? Anything in that nature? Did you have responsibility to your brothers?
Oh yeah. I mean, my parents basically wanted me to do everything, like help them go to, they weighed more than me. So it was really hard to like kind of put them on the toilet if they had to go to the bathroom. My parents would just let anybody and everybody over to like watch my siblings, but then like they would treat me like I'm just like some random friend babysitter. They wanted me to do everything, like just because if my parents didn't want to do it, they want someone else to do it. So I'm there. So they just wanted me to help feed them, help them go to the bathroom, bathe. And if my parents didn't do it or they neglected them, I would just do it on my own, just because it's like they need to be taken care of. Like you need to help them. They can't walk. They can't, they're wheelchair bound. And probably the worst, well, there was something particular that my mom did that I was like really traumatized by, that she did to one of my brothers. But it's kind of going off a little topic, but I don't know if you want me to tell you, but
if it traumatized you and you want to say it, we ain't gonna stop you.
Well, it goes along with like still helping them, where like my mom decided to get one of my brother's hamstrings cut, and she thought that could help them walk. And so my brother Aaron had casts from his hips all the way down to his legs. And then my mom was hoping that she could take my brother Aaron and Eric on the religious channel where the guy like has the demon come out of you. And she thought like they could help them walk again. Very bizarre, isn't it? I had to talk her out of it. I'd be like, no, we're not going on that. It was, I forgot what his name was. He was like an older guy who like put his hands on top of your head and, you know, take demons out of you.
Hold on. So your mother pretty much had your brother's legs amputated?
No, just the hamstring cut. So like you're just your legs are like loose.
Why would the doctors do that?
So I mean, with their disease, like, well, and my mom wouldn't really, rehabilitate, like do the, the PT for them, where like, they're just sitting all the time. So I think it was just like my brother Aaron had like pain in his hamstrings, so she just thought like, okay, just surgically cut them, and it's like, I don't know if that was the right move, but my brother's legs were kind of curling a little bit, like more of the feet, but like he was neglected the most, my brother Aaron, because he looked more like my dad, which doesn't like that. So I don't know who convinced her to do that. Everyone's very quick to do surgery up here, so maybe she was just told that it would help, but she thought she said they're going to cut his hamstrings and it's going to help him walk. It's like, no, that's going to do the opposite. So crazy.
I don't know what doctor would agree to that. Like, I don't even know what.
I was so traumatized. I was just like, I didn't like, see his legs or anything after that, but I was just like, I'm very intuitive, and like it's to the point where like I'm getting like weird imagery in my mind of like, okay, he's getting his hamstrings cut. So I had this like crazy dream of like watching a surgeon like doing stuff to the back of my brother's legs, and I was like, is this like a memory? Is this like what am I being shown here? It's so bizarre. I've never even seen this surgery before. I have no idea what it looks like. I just had a weird ass dream where just like I felt like I was like witnessing his surgery, and I was just like, I can't be around my mom. She's doing crazy stuff.
Now, how were they able to, kind of avoid actually being held accountable? If you say, CPS was involved a couple of times. I'm not sure if, things were reported at school for, you and your other sibling. How did they kind of successfully avoid, being under fire for the things they were doing to you all?
They would hide it. They would just put on an act or hide it. 'Cause it's like it's like the relationships I've had with guys where like they only do it behind closed doors. They don't really do it in public. So it's like, I'm saying this happened, and CPS did do something. They took my brothers away from my dad and had him go live at my mom's, but it was just never enough. But I still don't know how it wasn't enough, because my mom broke one of my brother's legs. Like, she was supposed to lift him up properly with some lift in her home, and she broke his femur. And it's like the doctor was very suspicious of that and called CPS. And again, still nothing really happened. So I think it's just they don't take enough action up here. I think I was reporting neighbors, a lot of child abuse in my last neighborhood I was living in, and they barely do anything. It's just the kids would be like, it didn't happen. Or the parents are going to abuse them if they say anything. So I was threatened a lot. My dad said, if I tell anybody anything, I'm going to have to suffer consequences. I don't know what that was. So I had a lot of threats. I had, and I didn't even say anything. I was still accused of telling people things. I kept quiet most of the time. So my dad was very violent. So I was just afraid to even tell anybody. And if I did, what are people going to do? They're going to call CPS. Where am I going to go? I'm going to live in a home. Like, I was just like, I'd rather just stay where I'm at, even if it's terrible, than live with, complete strangers, So.
And I think you mentioned that your dad lived in a bad neighborhood and you would run. So what would make you, was there any indifferences in the neighborhood that he lived in? Or
Oh, yeah. I mean, between my mom and where he lived?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom lived in the suburbs up on the hill, like in Dryden, New York. And then my dad lived in the ghetto in downtown Ithaca. And I actually, speaking of which, I actually was involved in a college study to see the difference between my stress level between living at my mom's house out in the suburbs, quiet country, and then as compared to living with my dad in the projects. So my dad was homeless for a little while too. So he lived with some friend out in the country for a while, kind of like my mom's house. And then he got a place in the city because that's where all the income housing is. So.
How long did your brothers make it? You know, how long were they able to live? Are they still alive? You know, how did everything kind of work out in that regard?
So my brother Aaron died first. He was, I'm gonna say, around my mom's brother's age. I think he was 19 or 20. And then Eric died like 3 years later. But my mom was pretty abusive to him prior to his death. She was asking him if he wanted to get a tracheotomy, and he didn't want to do it. And so luckily he like died in his sleep, thank God. But my Aaron's death was pretty traumatic. I wasn't even around them for many, many years because my dad like kind of isolated me. And I was isolating myself because I didn't want to witness death. So I was like, I can't be at my mom's house because one day we may wake up and one of them are dead, and I don't want to be there for that. So I would avoid trying to be around death. So excuse me. So Aaron, he was resuscitated, and so like my mom was trying to give him cereal, and then he didn't respond. So she, sorry, my throat's like really dry. It's water. So I got a phone call from my sister about my brother Aaron, like he was still partially alive, but so I guess my Aaron was responsive, and then I think either my mom resuscitated him or somebody did, or the ambulance did. And then they brought him to the hospital, and he was still partially alive. He was like brain dead, but because I don't think he had enough oxygen or something, but his muscles gave out, you know, and your heart's a muscle. So what happened with that was just my mom kept him alive for a little while. And I think it's because my brothers brought in about $1,000 a month from SSI, and my parents fought over that really bad. And so I think my mom was trying to keep him alive because she doesn't want to be alone. It reminds her of her brother. And then I think she kept him alive for the money. But he didn't live very long. It was like only a few days in the hospital, and then they pulled the plug on him. So it's just his body gave out. So, but then there was a whole thing with my brother's funeral where what happened was so you know, my brother was scheduled to be cremated, and my dad wanted to see him before he was, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to see a dead body. I don't really want to be near one. It would just be awkward and weird. So what I ended up doing was just like told my dad I didn't want to, you know, go to the funeral or anything. And so he had a friend that was a mortician that ran a funeral home. So he called up his friend. His friend's like, oh, you can call the other funeral home where your son's going to be cremated at, and you can see the body before they do it. And I didn't want to. So my dad called me up at work, and I didn't want to go. My dad was yelling at me, like, I'm going to be forever mad at you if you don't do this. You're going to have to suffer consequences. It's like, I just didn't want to see a dead body. And he's just being very violent about it. But so just, and then my mom was also abusive to her mother too before she died. So a lot going on with that.
Did you? Oh, you good, Demetria?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
back up. So I had
Okay.
technical difficulties. How is your relationship with your mother now?
I can't have one with her. She's just terrible. Like when I call her up, I'm like, oh, she's being nice. Oh, she just thinks I'm a friend. Like she thinks I'm someone else. She doesn't even think I'm her daughter. It's the weirdest thing.
Did she have dementia or loss of memory?
Well, I thought it might be like drug related or personality disorder related or could be a little bit of dementia. Just she's always been kind of like that though. She's never really heard me or seen me, so I just thought that's like normal for her. But when I say she doesn't view me as her daughter, it's just more like one time I went to go get ice cream with her and she's like, "Hey, do you want to see a video of my son and daughter?" And I'm like, "I'm one of your daughters." Like does that not register? Like she thinks I'm somebody else. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what that is.
I would hope there's some type of mental impairment that doesn't seem normal, but for me, it would have to make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought a combination of mental illness, personality disorder, and just she's very chaotic. So like
Yeah.
So I think it's her dad's like that. Her dad is very tight. Like he always has to do something. He's a crazy Italian. He's always cleaning.
Do you know? I mean, you have stated that your parents kind of went through their own levels of trauma, in their own formative years. Were you told anything specific, or do you know exactly what it was they were going through?
So the only way I was able to know that it was like it was so much chaos most of the time and like a lot of stuff that was going on at the time that if I ever asked my mom about her childhood, she'll scream at you and you just are like, okay, I'm never asking her anything. But if you just don't say anything, she just like randomly will just tell you things. But I think she did it more with my younger sister. My mom and my dad didn't like me and my older brother. My mom and my dad liked my younger sister a little bit more. So I think they did a lot of the like talking about their childhood to her. But before my dad died, he did tell me a bunch of things. And then I did hear stuff from my dad's brother before he died too. Like it's like they blurt all this stuff out right before they're gonna die. It's like the weirdest thing. So my mom, I don't really know her. Like I try to get to know her. She doesn't really let you. Like you can't even ask her a question without her going off. Like it could be like, hey, how was your meal today? Oh my God. Like just, you can't even ask her anything. Her father was like that. And then my dad, he would like say things here and there, but like he would lie. Both my parents lie. So I never know if it was a real trauma or it was someone else's memory. Like my parents have no identity either. So like if you said this trauma happened to you, he'll say it happened to him. So it's like I never knew like if it was something that really happened my mom's or dad's family or they made it up, like it was just hard to know. So but then if I heard from my mom's sister a few things about my mom from her childhood, so it's more like other people around them will tell me things. So that's usually how I find out. Directly I won't, but like unless they like tell me before they die. It's usually how I find out.
That's how I found out stuff too. I
Right.
want to ask, yeah. I want to ask, is there, do you know, to piggyback off of Sid, is there any like genetic mental health issues through both sides of the family? Are you do you feel like that trickled down to you and you're facing it, or you're working on, changing the differences of the traumatic experiences that you went through?
Well, there's definitely a lot of anxiety in the family, especially with my mom. But I don't know if it's just like the anxiety from just like a lot of trauma or it's like her father was like, he was like a nervous guy, but he wasn't. It was kind of weird. So I would say anxiety and maybe some rage. Like I know my dad's father was a very angry guy. He was 6'8". He was huge. He was in World War II. He was in Battle of the Bulge. He didn't live very long. I thought maybe most of the males in my family are a bit like narcissistic. Well, my mom too, but so I just thought like the rage anxiety was passed down. And then you have the muscular dystrophy. I could be a carrier of that, but I just find a lot of my issue is just the patterns I learned as a, from childhood, where like just men are very nasty to women and women just cater to the man and just tolerate a lot, even domestic violence. So my issue now that I'm still dealing with is just being in very abusive relationships and getting sucked in with like the love bombing from like narcissists. So, because if I didn't get love, I didn't get love as a kid. So I'm thinking I'm going to get it now, from a partner, and I don't. I get the opposite. So, or they want me to actually be their parent. So I get that, where like I saw my mom be like I saw my mom be like a mother to my dad. So I saw that, and I would do that, where I get with the guy and I'm like bending myself backwards for like a guy that doesn't appreciate me. And it's not that you have to appreciate me. It's just like, I'm helping you out and you're like gaslighting me, telling me I'm not even helping you. It's like weird. It's like, what do you think I'm doing right now? It's like, I'm helping you. I'm hearing you. I'm doing all this stuff for you. It's still not enough. I don't know what you want. So it's like, go date somebody else.
So where do you feel like at this point, I guess what stage do you feel like you're at in your healing? What do you feel like you still need to work on? And what do you feel like you have changed for the better, or what any kind of coping mechanisms that you picked up along the way?
Well, I got out of like a toxic like living / well, I wasn't dating them anymore because I had to end it. Just like where I'm at with that. I mean, I got out of it, so I feel like I'm finding peace finally. Like I'm alone. I can do my own thing. I don't have all these like people around me. So just, I guess I'm like at the beginning of like finally healing. Like I just always took these like detours with like dating, and like I was never really able to focus on the trauma, going to all of it, moving past it. Like I feel like I'm trying to do that now. I'm trying to find another therapist. Just a lot of them pretty terrible around here, where they don't really let you go to your past. It's like, why not? It's affecting me now. So just, what else did you ask? I mean, you were talking about like where I'm at with my healing, but.
I guess, what do you feel like you still need to work on? Because you did say what you have worked on already.
Yeah, I definitely want to work on like my picker of men. Just like I keep doing the whole like trying to be a mother thing to guys, or they want me to do that. So just cutting that off, like just like being addicted to helping. Like I guess that's what it is. So I want to stop doing that. I want to stop obsessively helping other people when I need to help myself. Like they have that phrase of like, oh, you have a garden, your neighbor has a garden, you keep watering your neighbor's garden, yours shrivels up. It's like, what are you doing? You're more focused on your neighbor than yourself. So.
And I was going to ask, piggyback off of said, what ways do you think that you can help yourself, or what things do you need that you think you need to change? Besides the people pleasing, what are other things that you feel as though that you can work on that have trickled down to your decisions?
I mean, like being around people that like, a lot of domestic violence, like just like definitely need to work on like noticing the signs of it, not trying to fix it. Like people that do a lot of domestic violence, they don't generally want to change. Like if they do, like it won't be with me. It's usually with somebody else. Just working on that, like just staying away from like really toxic, abusive situations. It's like I get like drawn to them, like thinking I could change them, change the situation or the person. So I definitely want to talk to like a trauma therapist, because I just talk to people that just like, go to the surface and don't really let me go deeper, like kind of like what we're doing here. So definitely want someone that will allow me to do that. So I think therapy, and probably like start implementing more exercise. I just find I just get so anxious with just like thinking of past stuff that's just like can't function sometimes. It's just very stressful to think about. So I like try to do fun things to distract myself, I guess.
Yeah, and we're almost at time, but I want to ask really quick: did you watch your parents abuse each other?
Yeah, I'm more verbal. Like I remember like 6 years old, we're like all sitting on the couch, me and my older siblings. My parents just going at it. Like more my mom. Like she's like begging my dad to hit her. Because I think my dad would threaten to hit, but he wouldn't really actually do it. But then like later he would punch holes in walls. So it's like I don't know if he actually fully hit her. It's kind of fuzzy. It was more verbal abuse and just like my mom just being so reactive to everything. And then my dad just kind of rolling his eyes and kind of annoyed with her. Or my dad, it's more verbal. Like I heard my dad like calling her an F and B on the phone. And it's just like, whoa, like my mom's nuts. Like she'll call you up and she'll just drain you so bad. And it's like, you have to hang up on her. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So we're almost at time. I want to ask, can you give the audience, based off of your life experience navigating through parents that have mental health issues, what advice would you give the audience from your personal experience that could help them navigate through going through just parents that have mental health issues?
I mean, it's definitely good to seek out support, whether if it's from school, church, or maybe like friends or other family members that maybe are aware of what's going on or don't know. So, it's just don't stay silent about it because, there's resources out there and, things, services you can get a hold of that can help you. So it's just don't think you're alone in it. Cause I thought that and it's like, but then sometimes it's like you don't really have, resources or people you can go to, and you just have to stay until you can get out. Unfortunately.
And we do like to give you the chance to participate in shameless plug. So you see all of your information scrolling across the bottom here. If you can let the viewers know if they are facing something similar, maybe how they can contact you, if you have any services that you would like people to utilize, anything for sale, anything you want to market, any efforts you're advocating for, anything really that you want to let the viewers know or advocate for yourself, you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really selling anything. I just post like funny things I find or whatever. But yeah, you can reach out to any of my socials. I could point you in the direction of things and give you a little bit of advice. I'm going to school to be a therapist, as I mentioned, marriage and family therapist. But I'm also going to be on Warmer, which is it's kind of like it's not so much therapy, but you can talk to people that have been through similar experiences. So I will be on that platform at some point. But so I may post, maybe my profile on my socials. So yeah.
Okay. We want to thank you so much for sharing your testimony and being a guest on Unfiltered, Unspoken podcast. We're going to continue to share life experiences. Ain't that right, Sid? Yes. Cara, I hope that you could continue to share your testimony and to advocate. To be honest, there are a lot of people that have parents that have mental health issues that trickle down and they're just not getting the help that they need. And sometimes we don't know how to say it or to get it out, but it affects us from childhood to adulthood and making those decisions. If it's a relationship or friendship, those things do affect us. So I want to just continue to your healing journey, and I'm glad that you're able to get up and walk away from relationships that people are taking advantage of you. But what I always tell folks, and I'm going to end, is that we have a choice to say no, and that choice, that when we say no, takes us out of situations. So I hope that you are able to use the word no more, to help people.
Right. Thank you.
My Pleasure. If you can hold while we end out, we want to thank everyone for tuning in to Unfiltered Unspoken podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube, Unfiltered Unspoken podcast. You'll see the U like the one in the background. And we just want to thank everyone that has been supporting us. And you have a blessed day, and tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. Peace.